and he was laughing and joking with his friends while Jesus is over in the corner not feeling welcome at all. And it says, Simon answered and said, I suppose that he to whom he forgave most, and he said unto him, Thou hast rightly judged. And he turned to the women and said unto Simon, Seest thou this woman? I entered into thine house. Thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she hath washed my feet with tears and wiped them with the hairs of her head. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, hath not ceased to kiss my feet. My head with oil thus thou did not anoint, but this woman hath anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven. For she loved much, but to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. And he said unto her, Take thy sins, they are forgiven thee. And they sat at meat with them that began within themselves, Who is this that forgiveth sins also? And he said to the woman, Thy faith hath saved thee. Go in peace. So when Brother Brennan was telling the story, he was talking about how that woman felt at that point, because the whole time that she's washing her feet, she's really quiet, and she doesn't know what his reaction is going to be at all. And she knows that she's not welcome in the Pharisee's house, but she just continually does it because she needs that. She there's nothing else for her to live for but for her to be forgiven, and she needs that. So she just continues, and so God, he doesn't even say anything. He says that to Simon while she's still over there, probably still on the ground and just not knowing what she's going to do. And all of a sudden, Jesus just says, You're greater because you welcomed me and you washed my feet. You're greater, so you're unworthy, but I'm going to forgive you of your sins. And right there and then, she was given the greatest gift that anybody could ever be given. And it's the coolest gift. Sometimes I take for granted. Like, I'll wake up in the morning and I don't think about the little things, but like my eyes, I can wake up and I can see and I can walk. And yeah, sure, everybody has like physical ailments, like our back hurts and our legs and our feet and everything like that. But we all have the gift of life, and we should continually, I looked up the meaning, like the definition of appreciate, and is to recognize the full worth of. And it's something that we really need to do during the holiday season, and I need to do on a daily basis, is I need to be able to recognize the full worth of the salvation that was actually given to me, and when he died on that cross, and because we can appreciate it so much more, and I wrote down, because we're so unworthy of it, but I just wrote me in capitalization, because I'm so unworthy of it. We're all so unworthy, but he still loves us. Every time that we sin, every time we fall, he still loves us, and he's still there to pick us up. I wrote this. It says, has anyone ever gotten a gift that just kept on giving? And that's the gift that God gives us. It's just the gift that it just keeps on giving day in and day out, every day. There's this little excerpt I wanted to read. I'm gonna open it up real quick. It's from that same sermon. It's just like a little story that he was talking about, and it was right after the story of the washing of the feet, and it says he stood up. Jesus, talking about Jesus, he stood up like that. He said, Simon, I got a word to say to you. You invited me into your house, and when I come in, you never gave me any water for my feet. I've washed my own, but you never give me no water. Oh God, you never give me no oil to anoint my neck. Wait, when it was burning. You didn't do that, Simon. Neither did you kiss me and make me welcome. But this woman, she has washed my feet with her tears, and she kissed my feet, and she hasn't ceased doing it since she's come in here. I've got a few things against you, Simon. But I say unto her, her many sins are forgiven, O God. What was it? She found what it was, this is so cool. She found what it was in the gift package. She found there it was love. She found there was forgiveness. She had seen that. Oh, how that she's seen that precious gift of God working on her. How it must have made her feel when she seen that God's gift was extended to her. Her sins were forgiven. And then there's this little thing about, you guys remember Barabbas, which was the guy who, in the Bible, he was the one who was supposed to be crucified, but Jesus took his place, and the crowd was yelling, "Crucify Jesus!" And so they let Barabbas go, which was a murderer. And it says how Barabbas felt on that day. You know Barabbas, the story. Barabbas is that outlaw that was caught and put in the galleys. He was going to die the next morning. He was a thief. He was an outlaw. He was a murderer. He was a criminal. And all night long, he walked up and down that jail. It was almost like he's telling the story, but it's almost like he's there. He was walking up and down that jail, pulling his hair. For the next morning, he went to a cross, capital punishment. That's what it was in those days. He would die. How nightmares passed over him that night. How he couldn't rest. And the next breakfast, no morning or nothing. No, his blood would be strung out like among wood. All at once, he hears the chains rattling. it's tramping of the soldiers. Here comes 4 or 5, or maybe even a battalion of Roman soldiers, spears a glittering, walked up